everybody. I am really excited to be with you, and I am excited to introduce you to Pharrell Williams. And Pharrell, our band director, Mr. Watson. Give him a big round of applause. And Pharrell, I want to introduce you to the incredible Ballou High School Marching Band. These are the Knights. So I think you guys know that we are really excited to bring DC back open, to get you, of course, you've been back in school and all of your school activities and camp and summer youth employment. But we also want all of our musicians and your budding musicians yourselves to have the opportunity to come back and perform at all of our venues, our theaters, and of course to bring back festivals. So Pharrell knows a thing or two about music, right? You know that. He also knows a thing or two about giving back to communities. And so he has proposed, and he's going to tell you all about it. When he told me about it, I was so excited. So I'm just going to stop talking and let Pharrell tell you what he wants to do for Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Wow. That's a welcome. Well, first of all, thank you, Mayor, Mrs. Madam Mayor, and to the director and Watson. I'm sorry?
Watson, Darrell.
Mr. Watson, yes. Thanks for having me here. This is like, first of all, marching band was my, skateboarding and marching band was my life. Like, without marching band, like, I wouldn't see life the way that I do right now in this moment. It's given me carte blanche to everything that I do musically, is like all that discipline. So I'm happy to be here, and of all places in this amazing, beautiful school, I got to be with the band. So thank you. Thank you. Second of all, you're amazing mayor, by the way. This is an amazing human being. The kind of things that she gets done and the things that she gets across the line are just, she makes it look easy, but you just need to know that this is a mayor that really works hard, and I just want to say thank you. But she mentioned the word festival, and you know, when thinking about like the first time we had our festival down in Virginia Beach, I had a great time. The community had a great time, and we brought people together. And it was great. It was a very fun time. But in life, we hit challenges, and when we hit challenges, you can either stop and stay where you are and stay stagnant, or you rise above it and you go beyond, onwards and upwards. And that's what we chose to do. We chose to take that solution that we had in our festival to the highest grounds, in my opinion, in this entire nation, our national mall. So we're going to have our festival, Something in the Water, which is what they say about us in Virginia, but also what they say about people in Maryland and what they say about people in D.C. We decided to take that solution to the highest platform we could find, and that is on our nation's capital, the National Mall, right there on Independence Avenue, 3 stages, and during the Juneteenth weekend.
All right.
And how could we be in this room without all of you all being invited and getting tickets?
Thank you, Pharrell. So what we know we're going to have is just excitement for 3 days in Washington, D.C. on Independence Avenue on Juneteenth weekend. Of course, Juneteenth is a holiday,
yes,
not just in Washington, D.C., but in the United States of America. So you guys have tickets. Look up the schedule and come and have a good time, and also help spread the word. So in addition to music, I know there's going to be panel discussions and a lot to learn there. And I know that's what Chancellor Farabee likes to hear. Like, you have having fun and you're learning at the same time. So let's give it up for our Chancellor of DC Public.
Hello, my name is Julia Tover. I'm a senior at Ballou High School. I'm introducing the mayor.
Thank you, Julia. Give Julia a big round of applause. And welcome to the beautiful Ballou Senior High School. It's great to be in the great Ward 8. I want to thank Mr. Watson, who we just joined him in the majestic marching band of Ballou. And we have a special guest. And our special guest is going to make a big announcement for Washington, D.C. I want all of the students who we just had a chance to visit the Majestic Knights Marching Band, who played a song that they've been practicing over the last couple of days, that they are the pride of their classmates, their teachers, their parents, and of course, our city. We have been very focused, working together to make sure we can bring our city safely back, have all of these students in school, have our parents be able to go back to work, but bringing entertainment and art back to life in Washington, D.C. is also a focus of getting D.C. open. And part of our partnership with artists will be the city doing everything that we can to promote filling our venues and bringing festivals and people to Washington, D.C. So with that, I want to turn it over to Pharrell Williams, who wants to tell us about what he has in mind for D.C. Pharrell.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And thank you to this beautiful school and Mr. Watson and that amazing band. We're grateful to be here and certainly appreciative for your support and this opportunity. Here to talk about our festival, Something in the Water. As you all know, we had it down in Virginia Beach. It was successful. It brought the community together. It was a beautiful thing for people to see all kinds of cultures come together. And, you know, at a certain point, we just said to ourselves, you know, we want to do it again, but we want to be welcomed with, you know, lots of communities raised their hands to bless you. Lots of communities raised their hands and a lot of mayors raised their hands. But we thought about lifting this opportunity and elevating our mission and our intention. And the greatest way to do that is to find the highest ground in this nation, and that's our nation's capital. And so we chose the significant time and a significant place. The significant place was Independence Avenue. And the significant time was during the Juneteenth weekend, where all kinds of human beings, regardless to your color, your creed, or sexual orientation or not, if you have a heart in your chest, a brain in your head, and blood in your body, you are welcome to Something in the Water. And so as a Virginian and a proud person that loves and supports the entire DMV, they all came down to hang out with us in Virginia Beach. And so we're going to do it all over again here in D.C., but we're going to do it top of the top, best of the best. We'll have everybody from Tyler, the Creator, Uzi, Lil Baby, Pusha, of course, who's like on fire right now, Roddy Ricch, Chloe and Halle, Snow Allegra, just Calvin Harris. I mean, the list just goes on. And then there's a bunch of people that I do not have the liberty, speaking of liberties, I do not have the liberty at the moment of mentioning, but it's going to be so fun. There's amazing big Fortune 500 sponsors that will be there with amazing comprehensive panels. So it's not just music, but it'll be something for the community to be involved in. We're also inviting all the local vendors to come and, you know, share their cuisine with the community as well, but also people from Virginia as well, and also Maryland. Like, this is going to be the first of its kind because it's just on such a big platform. And we also want to take the time to just say thank you and give reverence and gratitude to our federal partners, right? Because this is Independence Avenue. It's the FAA. You know, it's not only the amazing D.C. Police, but it's also the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security. Like, everybody's going to be there to make sure that everyone has a safe and super fun, entertaining, and in some cases, educational time. So I don't know if I'm leaving anything out, Mayor. It's certainly hot and the sun is beating down. But we're so grateful. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pharrell. Thank you. So that's exciting news. And follow the website for announcements on the entertainment and specific dates and places to see your favorite artists. So I'll take a couple questions on topic. Yes. Yep.
What was the decision to bring something in the? Oh, my name is Katie Ramos, WDVM. So for both Pharrell or Madam Mayor, what was the decision to bring something in the water here? There was issues down in Virginia Beach with your family, Pharrell, but what was that driving effort for?
We just want, listen, yes, there were some events there, and it was pretty painful. But you know what? You got to rise above it. And it was a solution the first time. Our chief down there posed the question to try to figure out something for a solution, and that's where something in the water came from. But we didn't want to stop there, and so many people had so much fun that we just decided to take it up a notch, right? Let's just find the highest ground possible in symbolism and in poetry, and that ended up being our nation's capital. And again, we're working with a mayor that really wants to do something great for her city, and also the rest of the DMV, to make sure that we're all welcome again. No matter who you are as a human being, you're welcome to come and have fun with us and spend time with us during Juneteenth weekend. It's a lot of good food, a lot of good music, a lot of culture, a lot of merch. It's going to be really lit.
Hey, Madam Mayor and
Yeah.
Pharrell, Lorenzo Hall with WUSA. First, can we talk about the significance of making this announcement at Ballou High School? I know that in this city, a lot of our crimes that have been committed have involved a lot of juveniles, a lot of young folks, so I don't know if there's a correlation there. And Pharrell, you mentioned the mission and intention of being in Washington, D.C. Can you expound on that just a bit more for us?
Sure. So our young people right now are studying, they're testing, and our musicians that are in the Majestic Marching Band are practicing their craft. And that's why we chose Ballou.
Yeah, why not come where the kids really doing it, they're really performing and testing right now. Come and show them support and shine some light, here. One. Two, again, it's the highest ground. That was the reason why we chose D.C. out of the entire DMV. I mentioned our federal partners, but I didn't mention the guys who are really digging in and going super hard. The National Park Service, they're really performing right now. So also want to say thank you to them as well.
Right, and some of you will remember when 1 million women came to Washington, D.C., and there was a big stage on Independence Avenue, and from that stage, you could look back and see the capital of the United States. That's where something in the water is going to be. Yes.
Mark Seagraves, NBC Washington. A quick question for you, Pharrell. You mentioned that you were in the marching band. Can you tell us what instrument you played in the marching band?
So I played in percussion. I played top bass out of 5 bass drums.
Thank you.
Marching band music and skateboarding has given me the entire complete lens and POV, the way that I see life, period. So, this was very serendipitous and, again, symbolic to be able to, it could have been any department in the school, but they sent me to the marching band room, and I could not have been any happier. No pun intended, by the way.
And then, Mayor Bowser, I cannot remember an event that people had to pay to go to on the National Mall or Independence Avenue, and just quickly looking at the ticket prices, it looks like tickets are as much as $500 for a full 3-day pass. So I have several questions just about the logistics. Is there any government public funding for this event? And then how can you rationalize, what do you say to people who just wouldn't be able to afford this? And has there ever been an event on the mall or the streets of D.C. where people had to pay, and particularly pay this much to get in to see?
Yes, there have been events where people have to pay. I can think of a lot of events where the streets have been closed, where they have been permitted, and there is a ticket price. I'm thinking of the en blanc white dinners that people host all the time. So I don't know the exact answer to your question, Mark, how many, what's the price, but it's not unusual. I also want to say this. We're going to do some things differently. I promised DC residents that we have to get people back downtown. We have to get people in our restaurants. We have to get people to fill our hotels rooms. So the city is going to be supportive. We're going to reach out. We're going to compete. I don't know how many cities we were competing against, but we're going to compete with other cities for amazing artists and talent in events that will help bring energy back to our downtown. The city hasn't committed to invest anything in the event. We, of course, will have and work with the promoters on all of the safety and DPW issues that we do with all parades and festivals. We do, as you know, will supporting parades and festivals right now with some funds that I put aside, but those include typical festivals that you've seen in DC before.
So will the promoter have to pay for the police protection and traffic control like other events, marathons, whatnot?
Yes, we will be working on all of the safety and DPW, and we do have city funds that can support it if we put it towards it.
And then my last question, just about the ticket price.
I don't know about ticket prices, so I'm
If you go online, it's the most expensive.
okay.
It starts at $250.
Would you pay it for the Eagles?
I personally would not.
Okay, so it's probably not for you per se, but
To make it accessible, we have a lot of, I know you're inviting the band to come. Are you doing anything to make it accessible to residents in DC who can't afford $500 to see it?
that's why we have comprehensive programs that will be felt here, and a lot of businesses and vendors will come and make money. It's a community festival. I mean, just a little bit of research on what it is that we did in Virginia Beach should give you some insight on what what the trajectory is here.
Okay.
David Kaplan with Fox 5. You made the announcement last fall that you were looking for an additional venue. I'm just or additional city. When exactly did you decide to do Washington, D.C.? And then for Mayor Bowser, can you just highlight some of the public safety components that are going to go into this to make sure that this is a safe event as well? What's been done so far, and what specifically is ongoing to make sure that it's a safe event?
Sure. Pharrell, do you want to talk about?
Well, that was
first
about
thing?
10 questions.
That was a lot of questions. I can
I
start.
do that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we, as you know, for special events, that we have a team that gets ready for special events, from everything from traffic movements to all other public safety issues, whether it's a First Amendment demonstration that we know about, a march that is long planned, or other special events that we are going to put all of the necessary city resources towards that.
And it's pretty much the same answer as what I was saying before. We just picked the highest ground in the nation symbolically, and a symbolic time to have people galvanize and have a good time. And look, it could be so many other things, but this is positive. It's actually a good thing, and it's going to generate money not only for this city, but for a lot of the people in the DMV. There are vendors from Maryland, there are vendors from Virginia. They're all coming up. It's a beautiful thing. And yeah, there's going to be a cost associated because it can't just be free, right? When things are free, and sometimes people often complain that it's the taxpayers, right? We don't want to do that, right? We want to generate money on our own, right?
Right.
Thank
That's
you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We're looking forward to something in the water in Washington. Thank you.